Hi there, my name's Madeline Williams and today I'm going to be talking about capitalism. And more importantly, where will it be in the next 50 years? So what is capitalism? It's an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. So in layman's terms, this basically means that it's an economic system, which is a system for dealing with money and wealth. In a capitalist country, citizens, not governments, own and run companies, and these companies compete with other companies for business. So where can we see examples of capitalism in the media? This is an example from the movie The Wolf of Wall Street.
Now, the key to making money in a situation like this is to position yourself now before the settlement. Because by the time you read about it in the Wall Street Journal, it's already too late. And you wait. You wait. And whoever speaks first loses.
Sorry, I appreciate the call. I really have to give this some thought and talk to my wife about it. Can I call you back?
They don't know, right? They gotta think about it. They gotta talk to their fucking wives or the fucking tooth fairy. Point is, it doesn't matter what the fuck they say. The only real objection that they have is that they don't trust you guys. Why should they trust you? I mean, look at you. You're a bunch of fucking sleazy salesmen, right? So, what do you say?
You mean to tell me that if I put you in at Union Carbide at a 7 and took you out at 32,
Texas Instruments at 11, and took you out at 47?
U.S. Steel at 16, took you out at 41.
You wouldn't be saying to me right now, Chester, pick me up a few thousand shares at Disney on the spot right now. Come on.
I mean, honestly, Kevin, honestly, seriously?
I don't know you. You cold called me. You're a total stranger.
I am in complete agreement with you. You don't know me. I don't
Just
know
take a
you.
moment to introduce myself to you. My name is Alden Kupferberg.
Robbie Feinberg.
Chester.
So how does that clip portray capitalism? The Wolf of Wall Street is a movie that argues doing anything to get ahead is great because at the top you have so much money that the consequences disappear. The movie glorifies wealth and desire and portrays a lifestyle that might make real-life political candidates more popular today. So where does this put capitalism in 50 years' time? Scholar Delanty proposes 5 possible scenarios for the future of capitalism in his article, The Future of Capitalism, Trends, Scenarios and Prospects for the Future. So the first scenario that he talks about is the VOC, Varieties of Capitalism approach. Delanty states that capitalist regimes vary greatly. The critical factor for the regimes is the ways in which capitalist firms coordinate actions and the degree of institutional advantage they secure from state policies. This scenario sees a future for capitalism, however, not necessarily a long-term one. The varieties that survive will probably do so if the capitalist world system is still in existence. The second scenario is the systemic crisis of capitalism. The future of capitalism, another scenario is that it does not have a future, it will simply come to an end. Delanty states that the problem with purely systematic accounts of crisis is that they do not address other dimensions of crisis, such as the uncoupling of democracy from capitalism, new expressions of populism, or mass mobilization against the super rich. The third scenario is known as the catastrophic collapse of capitalism. Another scenario is the possibility of a global catastrophe. Delanty proposes that the most obvious possibility is an ecological crisis resulting from severe climatic change. It's easier to imagine the end of the world than to imagine the end of capitalism, a quote from Jamison in 2003. The fourth scenario, low growth capitalism. A long period of low growth capitalism bolstered by either by an enhanced regulatory order or constrained neoliberal regimes is Delanty's prediction of capitalism in this scenario. He states that the lines of interaction are not systematic, and internal dynamics are not self-contained within a domain such as the economy. The major world revolutionary movements in recent times that have brought about change are religious ones and do not have specific implications for capitalism. And the final scenario states that it is possible to envisage a future in which capitalism, though weakened as a result of systemic crisis, coexists with non-capitalist forms of economic organisation. The likelihood of such a development raises once again the question of a new relationship between capitalism and democracy, since it is unlikely that capitalism on its own will lead the way. So where does this leave the future of capitalism? Capitalism is a political system that relies on the pattern and solidarity of the economy. Now, any theorist, scholar, and student recognize that the economy is not just one straight path, and due to the instability of this, capitalism has an uncertain future in the next 50 years. However, the most likely outcome of the 5 scenarios would, in my opinion, be number 5, a world post-capitalism. I hope that you learned something about this political concept and that you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you for the next video, which will be on socialism.